Oh,
Hey, hello, welcome. This is the Real and Raw show, and I'm Lynn Serrano.
I'm Brian.
And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Real and Raw show, where this is Lynn and Brian, and we kind of been super busy doing our own things, haven't we?
Yeah. It's almost like when something beeps on a computer or something, you're like, what happened? What did I do? I don't remember how to
Um,
do this.
oh my gosh! So Brian, you were in Puerto Rico, where lots
Yeah.
of my family's at, and uh, Teodora, where I just got off the phone with Teodora. Hi, Teodora. Thanks for being here
No.
with us.
Yeah.
So tell me about your trip to Puerto Rico real quick.
Yeah.
How long did you know you were going to Puerto Rico?
I knew about 3 weeks before I went there,
Oh, okay.
and it was all for business. It was not personal. And
So I
I
won't
did,
take it personal that you didn't tell me you were going to Puerto Rico.
whatever.
Whatever. I could have hooked you up with some friends and family there. I could have
Yeah.
really hooked you
I
up.
I wouldn't
Hey,
have had
Debbie.
really any time anyways. Hey, Debbie. I would have not had any time, you know.
Yeah.
And it's I get it. Everybody acknowledge, everybody. Thank you for all the acknowledgement and well wishes, but it was all for business.
Yeah.
Um, and especially like when I'm in the mindset of business, uh, you can be in paradise or whatever, but there's still work to do, unless it literally is for personal only. So um, it was. I knew about it 3 weeks before, and yeah, it was.
Like a
I gotta
mastermind.
I'll be traveling more internationally coming up in 2024. I just found out, so that'll be pretty cool.
International travels.
Yeah, and it's corporate has been one of those areas of my business where it's never been primary, but obviously because of like the economy crash in 2008, and then the health crisis we just got out of, kind of subsided some of that stuff. So now, not to make any excuses, but it's when business goes away and I don't know why, and it's above and beyond anything I did, I tend to wonder why. You know what I mean? And it's cool that this company I'm working with, and I've known the guy that runs it for about 20 years, but it's just we haven't had that consistency. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because of something out of my control. So it's cool to know it's back, and I'm just grateful for every opportunity.
Well, and that's the thing. You got to be able to shift and be able to have an open mind and go where you need to go.
Yeah.
And here since August, I've been studying for a life insurance thing. I
Hmm.
didn't know I was going to go that way or do that thing, but it was one of those things to learn, to see if I could learn something new. And
Yep.
I educated myself and did something. It's just another tool in my toolbox to help the other people and that
Hmm.
kind of thing. So again, you've just got to be open to whatever opportunities are out there, and be flexible. So
Well, I
that's
mean, just like everything you read, I mean, whenever I look at a piece of education or anything, it's like, where's the one idea? Where's the one thing that can push me forward? And that's just where my mindset is these days. It's like, okay, I'll try that. Where's the one idea that could turn into something major? With all this travel, what is the one idea that I can use to tweak how I get ready for an event, or when I'm at an airport, about how I can make this go quicker, whether it's TSA pre-check or whatever it is, or what airline I fly, you know? And so when you stop looking is when you might as well be dead, because there's always something more you can do. There's always and I don't remember where I learned it from or what body of education, but it's like what a lot of people do is like when they're looking for an answer, they tend to put more on their plate instead of stepping away from it and remove something from their plate, right? You're not going to find it usually. It's kind of like if your table's full of stuff, if you put one more thing on it, you're not going to see what's there.
yeah,
Versus
too much.
if you remove something from your view, or consider less, you might be able to find what you're missing.
Yeah, too much
Yep.
clutter, and yet, yeah, it's just like staying still. You got to stay still sometimes just to hear the right voice, and not
Mhm.
all the chaos and the you know conundrums of the day.
Well, I think if we look at life through a lens of, obviously life is happening moment by moment, but it's the collective things that we do. and the more that we find out how flexible we actually are of getting into disciplines we never thought possible, like you in life insurance and me to use my corporate skills more, it's opened me up to like, wow, number one, what people value these days. Number
Right.
two is what I get to use my skills in different ways. It
Right.
doesn't mean that my wedding skills are not being used. I'm just using different ones, Hey, Carrie, thanks for being here. So, and it's great because I never know when these events are going to happen. I'm still learning the company in terms of their fiscal cycle of when they do events and what each event is about. But it's great, because it's been something I've wanted for a long time, but for whatever reason, it didn't come to fruition, or there was like one-off events,
Yeah.
So,
Well, again, it's like a basketball player on the court, right?
yeah,
They've got the ball and they got to keep that 1 foot still, and they
yep,
can pivot.
yep,
You got to know how you can pivot
right.
while holding that ball.
Well, and
You
also
got
too is that with corporate, in any events, it's like, how do you continue to, to give value? I don't believe in value add or add value. I just give it away, right?
right.
How
Oh
do you
yeah.
continue to give value to people that have bought from you? And it doesn't matter if it's a product or service. And it's amazing the consistency of it can be simple. It does not have to be big things like gifts or anything like that. Is that for them to know that you value their business in
Oh
small
yeah.
ways? It warms my heart, because like this today was 1 month since I was there, and I wanted to do something special for them, but at the same time have it be authentic to me, but also though not like I'm going to go out of my own personality to do it. And
Yeah.
those simple things are, you know, after the check is cashed and whatnot, a lot of people just kind of, they wonder why they don't continue to do business with them. And I'm like, well, did you deliver beyond what they thought you were going to?
Right.
And then number two is that like if it's in your mind more than it might be in theirs because they're working on to the next one or the end of the year, okay. But that value doesn't go away just because the event is over.
No, it's the experience. We've always talked about experience of everything and anything, and the experience that you have for, like I said, I mean, I'm thinking, shoot, this month or next month, December, I'll be 58. And I'm like, man, teaching an old dog a new trick, I'm trying to learn terminology and learn stuff. What the heck? And, and I could sit there and I could beat myself all I want to say, why am I trying to learn this? Why am I trying to study this? I don't, why, and it's like, why not?
Yeah.
You can always pick the negative or the positive thing. And, and I mean, I don't like taking tests. I failed the first time.
Yeah.
First time I got the general, I got freaking 90, but the state, I got a 72 and I needed a 75. I missed it by freaking 3 points and I had to take both tests again.
Yep.
And I mean, I didn't like that. I went back and got 97. I got an 83. But I'll tell you what, I didn't like that I failed the first time, but I could have not gone,
Yeah.
So, but again, yeah, we learned though. That's right. And you can learn to either quit or you can learn to just see how far you can go. And it really is a mindset, whether you're just going to give up, how far you came or go. And I guarantee people could have studied that and passed it way sooner than I did. And I probably took it way too freaking long, but you know what? I still did it.
But also though, there's something to be said for when I was going through my undergrad, there was something to be said for the students that, had, they were gifted, like they were really, really smart, but they phoned it in, meaning that they rested on that
Yeah.
versus somebody that continually worked at it that might not have got a good as grades,
Yeah.
but they still retain that information 20 years later versus
Yeah.
the other person that just did it for a test and kind of threw it to the side.
Yeah.
In
And
the
didn't use
world
it.
of life, which one is going to be more valuable?
Right. Right.
But then it also comes to value. It's like, okay, if you had, after a customer relationship has been established, how do you continually show up different? Number one. Number two, do it in an unpredictable way.
Right.
Like this time of year, people are getting bombarded with mail and all of that. And if you do have a campaign of some sorts, when are you doing it that's going to stand out versus like, okay, doing it this time of year, where if people do get mail these days, it's mostly junk or it's a sales promotion, you know? But it's like, how do you continue to show up different, but also they'll do it in a way where they feel that you're just there to acknowledge them and not, here's 10% off or whatever. Now,
Yeah.
retail is going to be a lot different than maybe services, but still, I don't think you really need to ask. You know, if you exceeded their expectations and they love what you did for them, you're going to be top of mind. And just to remind them of it, that's, I think, all you need to do.
Yeah. And
You know,
and also everybody's always stuck on the day of the holiday or the
yeah,
few days before or after.
correct,
But what about when there is no holiday?
correct.
It's just like they say, the garbage goes out the day before or after holiday. But guess what? When there's a holiday, there's always the day later for your garbage and stuff, right?
Right.
Well, how about the week before, the week after, when nothing else is going on? The mail flow is way less, right?
Well, and then even consider like the holiday experience. Like
Yeah.
in your own business, if you work by yourself or if you're an entrepreneur, you can derive at whenever you're getting in the holiday spirit, and why don't you share that with your customers? Why does
Yeah.
it have to be on like when Thanksgiving shows up or whatever? Okay, now it's the holidays.
Hi,
That's
Ted.
I don't Hey Ted, I don't really believe in that, because it's like if you call your own shots and you run your own business, you can determine whenever that is for yourself.
Right.
If anything, be unpredictable so that it's more memorable. And if you're doing a mailing, you get it done early instead of everybody filling up their mailbox full of stuff that may or may not be garbage or sales promotions.
Right. It's so many things are always overdone.
Yeah.
My kids, they always knew. I mean, I'd get them things for Christmas, but I'd always just give them money for the day after Christmas or the couple days after Christmas. We'd go shopping and we made a game out of it.
Yep.
How much could you get that was like 50% off?
Yep.
They were like, we'd go shopping. Well, this was $100, but I got it for 20. I mean, like, and then we'd say what was the retail, what its savings, and we see who saved more and got more for their dollar. I mean, it was like such a fun game.
Yeah. Right.
It just because, and of course because I had a business, and I when you own your own when you own your own lingerie business, you don't like paying retail for nothing. You want to pay wholesale. So I taught them wholesale prices only.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Well, and I think that there's, especially today where the internet is blowing up with, that holiday post
Yeah.
Thanksgiving that's going on right now, and it's okay, but I mean the root of this time of year is not that, right?
Yeah. Right.
But also though it's like, okay, depending on your gifting style, based on my near-death experience and whatnot, and slowly but surely getting into more gifting and all of that. But I also do have something that it's like I don't want to give something that people are easily going to forget or that's going to become outdated. I
Yeah.
think that there should be a little vested interest in any gift I give, and that's either experiential, which I love doing because you're never usually going to forget a dinner you have or a show or whatever it might be, or a piece of education, because you might pay for that book or whatever, but that other person has to invest in it to get anything out of it. And so everybody's gifting style is a little bit different, but I mean, experiences people are usually never going to forget about, especially the older we get in life,
Right.
and how fast our society moves. If you've thought about it or curated an experience for somebody, I think that they're going to remember that a lot longer than they will something that's going to become obsolete or they're going to forget about, or like a gift card,
Most
for
gift
fuel.
cards are not even cashed in
Correct.
because
Yep.
they're misplaced.
Yep.
And that's what retailers bank on,
Correct.
So,
And I think we're also too hard on ourselves when it comes to like, oh, I'm not creative or I can't think of a really good experience. And I'm like, okay, that's when you need to remove something from your plate or take 10 minutes in silence to figure it out. Because you
yeah.
do know you're just putting too much pressure on yourself, or it might be too unique that you've never done it before. But I can guarantee this is probably not the first time you thought about something to do. But I think too many people put I give educational gifts or bonds.
That's
100%.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I mean they have to take part in it. Like you can create this experience for somebody, but they still have to want to be there. They still have to drive there. They still have to, allocate the time on their schedule. So there's some give and take there. But from my heart to anybody that I give gifts to, the experience just, I don't know. The experience is much more shared then you
Well,
hope that somebody else gets any value out of what you might give them.
experience and time. Carrie says cash
And a beautiful
and
card with your thoughts.
yeah. Well, and time spent with people is really important.
Yeah,
Phone calls, text messages, things that
right.
when they're gone, the memories
I mean,
linger.
Carrie, I like what, and thank you for being on the show. I think it can go a little bit deeper though. Is that how about you take the guesswork out of it by giving them cash, unless that's what they wanted, right? But then taking that cash and applying it to something you do together at any dollar amount.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I'm going to
Going to
treat you to
dinner.
exactly.
Yeah, dinner or a movie or something else, because sometimes people don't take the money and do something good for themselves. They'll end up paying it forward and doing something else for somebody else.
Well, and plus, are
It's
they going to remember that cash came from? Probably not. Just like
yeah,
that gift card that's like, who did I get this from?
yeah,
They're not going to know.
yeah.
Ted says,
Oops, I'm sorry.
Carrie agrees, absolutely. And if I give bonds, I talk to them how important investing in themselves is so important, and teach them ways they can. Yeah,
Way to
yeah.
go, Ted.
I think that's also that's a huge thing too, because you can buy a lot of education, especially with courses and all this, but it doesn't really make it any good if you've got an account but you never logged in or ever did any other
Yeah,
coursework.
exactly. Yeah, you can't bring that horse to the water and make him drink.
Now,
That's for
it
damn
doesn't
sure.
mean you want to. It just means that you're bombarded with so many different educational opportunities, and once the fee is paid, whoever the fee was paid to, they don't care whether or not you logged in or not. They don't
They
care.
don't. They don't. It's a one and done. It's
Yep.
a one and done and over. And that really is, the sad thing is people get into those things, and the numbers may look, oh, it's great, 10,000 people in this group, but how many active people in there? There is none.
Right.
It's
You
just
know.
like a gym membership, you
Right.
know? And
Yep.
I was just talking to my daughter the other day about there's a there's a place here that's really expensive to go, and there's just so many machines that people could use. And I was like, well, I know it's expensive for them, and I feel like I'm going to call them and give them an idea, because my daughters do like to go to this place, but it's pretty spending. I'm like, well, they should cut their prices down a little bit, because they don't understand, if they have their price reasonable, people will pay that price. They're not going to show up, but you at least have the revenue to come in for
Mhm.
the people that are showing up, and it'd be a win-win for the people that keep the doors open,
Yeah.
you
Maybe
know?
that's not the clientele they're going after. Maybe it's
No,
corporate and there's
they
a lot
want to
of
have,
overhead.
no, it's just locally owned
That's
anyways.
probably why.
Yeah,
That's
so
probably why.
so it's really sad though that, if they don't make it, then that's a sad thing
But
too.
it's like if they were to lower the prices, they'd be like every other fitness place in town.
Well, no, but they don't have the same machines. It's different. It's a Pilates kind of thing.
The machines are
But
not the reason why people go.
so
Yeah.
yeah. Well, at any rate, something's gotta change in order for
Because I mean, if all that's left between one place or another is the price, well, then they're going to find that out. But it's something to draw to people's attention that it's like, well, this place is charging more than this one. It's either seen or felt or it's not,
yeah.
and they're going to find the reality of that.
Yeah. Well, it is, the location is way out there too.
Yeah.
So location, location, location.
How about
So
you? What's We haven't talked in a while. What's going on with you?
not much. Just got a lot of irons in the fire, and I'm just
Yeah.
waiting to pull them out, and just, it's a year end kind of thing,
Yeah.
and getting ready to I I started my Lynn's BS. I did just one episode, I think it was, and then I just got honed down on my test and studying,
Yeah.
and so now I'm gonna be doing the Lynn's BS thing regularly here, coming really soon. I think at
Nice.
the beginning of the year, and helping with, instead of
Ted
lowering the
says
prices. Yeah,
they
sure.
should offer an attendance refund yeah, there's a couple
Yeah.
places that do that. I think one has orange in their name,
Oh,
and
okay.
what they do is that they reward you all the way up to a free membership per month depending on how much you show up.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So
That's pretty cool.
you're gonna pay whatever it is per month, but for every time that you show up within that month, they give you a credit back. So
Oh, that's
technically you could
cool.
get your membership back, but also though they know that there's a reason why you're here, and that's to get in better physical health or whatever, just like what Ted is talking about.
Yeah, well, again, that's a good initiative.
Mhm.
And so yeah, so it's just a lot of cool things coming up this next year
Yeah.
that but not like in the orange.
Yeah.
She's probably talking about Syracuse University
Oh yeah.
football. Football sucks for Syracuse Orange. We're better in the basketball arena.
That's coming up too. That season's starting pretty
Yeah,
soon here too.
yeah, for sure. But no, so sometime this next year, probably the later part of next year, I'm gonna have both knees replaced. So
Oh wow.
that'll be something. But yeah, that'll be something. So it's gonna, but they're both bad and they both need to be done, and it's gonna be painful. So she goes, nah, the fitness. So but I'm looking forward to all of it. And, it's just gonna be a new year.
Yeah.
So yeah. But anyways, so will we be back next week?
Yeah.
Dun,
I'm
dun,
ready
dun,
to go.
dun. All right.
Unless
Well,
anything happens, but I'm ready. Yeah.
yeah, well that's cool. We're gonna end out the year right. We might see about bringing some friends in or whatnot.
Let's do that.
Check out how everybody else is doing. So Brian, as always, I'm just always glad to see you and spend time with you. It has been
Likewise.
crazy for both of us.
Hmm.
So, but as always, we're always real and raw. And we'll be here when we can, and when we can't, we can't. So, love you, Brian.
Love you too, Lynn. Thanks
All
everybody
right.
for watching this week.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Oh, she says she's ready.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right, you guys. Have a good one.
Bye everyone.
Bye.